fun sort of comparing his debut to some of the other quarterbacks that you have. Is there anybody that you can draw a comparison with him to?
Well, I'm not really in a comparison business, but I'll say this. For everything that we're asking him to do to play inside and outside, he's been as good as any that we've had in here with the attention to the detail of what we're asking out of him, as far as an inside nickel, as far as an outside corner. He really has excelled, and you can see it carried over from practice right to the game. It wasn't big for him at all. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be good work, against a good football team that had a lot of success last year. For our guys to come out here and as we've been working against our offense from, since we started, I think it'll be a good change of pace and definitely going to be good work against their personnel and the schematics of what they try to do. So we're excited about it. For us, it's still an evaluation to get out here and work the techniques and the fundamentals between each group and just tie it all together that way. And rather than going against our offense, which, we've kind of been going against all off season and here in training camp. So kind of as a break from that and working on something new schematically. I think Coach has explained to our guys what the purpose of this is, and we can't let emotions be the driving thing as far as our reactions and our decisions. It's going to be competitive, but you also have to control your emotions. We also talk about, like during the course of the game, we don't want penalties. So we try to simulate all those things out here at practice and try to get them to understand that, how important it is, and it's imperative that we don't have penalties to hurt ourselves. I think our guys, going in, we have emphasized it. We've always kind of emphasized looking at your target and keeping your head up. So we really didn't have a lot of problems with it. I know the other team had 2 penalties called. One of them was that. But, we just keep emphasizing the fundamentals. The point of emphasis is that for the preseason and going into the season, and rightly so. So we're just going to keep preaching it. We're going to keep working on it, keep coaching it, and hopefully we don't have any problems with guys stuck in their heads. I think it will, but I think it's a necessary means that it'll clean up, some of the guys that do lower their helmets. But at the end of the day, I think everybody's teaching to keep your heads up, and we just got to keep emphasizing it, and they know that it's going to be called. So hopefully we can take out, helmet hits to the head. We can take that out of it. I mean, league-wise, I think it's just all I can do is talk about what we do. I mean, what other guys are, how they're coaching it and how they're emphasizing it. There are some really tough calls when you look at it, and I think a part of that is because it is such a big emphasis. But at the end of the day, for player safety, I think it's, something, a tool that we need to make sure that we're on top of as far as our coaching and our teaching. I think Jalen right now is just adjusting to a new technique, a new fundamental as we're playing him inside, and just being more consistent, I think, is the biggest thing with him right now in the run game and the pass game. He really flashed some good pass rush for us in this past game, and then, he's a lot better against the run in this ball game than, the consistency factor looking for it out here at practice. So I don't think the game was too big for him. I think he kind of parlayed what we've been teaching him to the game and really did some nice things for us this past week. Those questions I think Coach is going to have to answer for you. I refer all those to him when it comes to the injuries or when it comes to who's up and who's down.
How's he just generally looking so far?
He's had a good camp. Yeah, he's done a good camp. We've asked him to do some things pass rush wise, and he's really taken it and really excelled at it as we've been working through the process this offseason and through training camp. Well, I mean, they're doing a lot of things for player safety, which is great. And then just the different things that we've had to adjust to. I mean, let's face it, this is an offensive-driven league when it comes to that. So been doing it for 21 years, and over those 21 years, there's been those points of emphasis every year. Whether it's been contact down the field, whether it's the helmets now. I mean, whatever it is, we've had to adjust to it, and you have to adapt your coaching to it because it is a point of emphasis, and we don't want penalties to set us back and stop drives and do all those things, as we progress during the course of the season. So I think it's all been good for the game, and we've just got to, keep working to clean things up and make it the best, and that they can compete at the highest level as they can.
George, a lot of people think of Marcus Sherrill just as a punt returner, but where do you think he's at as a quarterback at this point in his career?
Marcus has done a tremendous job for us. He's worn a lot of hats for us defensively, since we've been here. You look at him, you talk about his punt return ability, but he plays the nickel for us, and we have no problem sticking him in there to play nickel, and he plays outside. So Marcus is an asset to us defensively also, as far as going into the game, having him on the roster, the capabilities if something happens or package-wise, if we want to use that skill set, we know that he's right there. So it's been a blessing to have him.
Last couple.
That's it.